Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Melissa from the Top Drawer RVA. Today's YouTube video is a little bit different. Today's video is all about painting a sky base on a piece of furniture. As always, clean your furniture with White Lightning or Pristine Clean. This is a deglosser as well, so it's going to help remove any shine on your piece. I always like to give my pieces a sand scuff before I begin. After cleaning this piece, I could tell it was going to be a bit of a bleeder. I used my Boss in gray and applied with a smooth synthetic brush. Using Boss as a primer is also going to help lock in that mud that I used for repair on the edges of the drawers. After your Boss has dried, you can then get ready for your paint. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than all of the videos that I usually put up. This video is all about how to create a beautiful sky, kind of like a background of a meadow for painting on your furniture. I've been hand painting a sky very similar to this, if not the same sky, on multiple pieces of furniture over the years. I then paint barns, birds, whatever you would like. It's a great base to paint any sort of scenery on your furniture. All right, now my Boss has dried and I want to get in here and apply my base to my piece. Since I have a full coat of Boss in gray on this piece, I'm not going to need more than one coat of paint to create my sky or my skyline. Now I'm painting a skyline fading into a meadow. So along with the beautiful blues that I'll be adding to the front of this dresser, there's also going to be white for clouds, as well as green on the base for kind of the bottom part of the meadow scene. Today's project will be painted entirely in Dixie Belle's chalk mineral paint. All right, you ready to begin? Open up your choice of blues. Now for me, when I paint a sky, I always put in a little bit of gray. My favorite gray for a skyline is Mason-Dixon gray. Mason-Dixon gray has a beautiful purple hue to it and it matches very well with the blues in a traditional real looking sky. So if you're painting the sky with multiple shades of paint, be sure to use multiple brushes for each color. For me, I'm going to blend all of this together into one piece, and I'm going to be using my Best Dang brush. So if you don't have a Best Dang brush for blending, you're going to need a separate paintbrush for each color for when you do your ombre blend. So I want you to think of today's project, this beautiful sky background, as a base for any kind of nature or scenery that you might want to hand paint on the front of your piece. And here's a little handy dandy tip of the day. You could totally do this background and then apply transfers over top to make it look like you hand painted an item. If it helps you to go outside and actually look at the sky at different times of the day before you start painting this, I totally recommend it. You can also look at Pinterest or pictures of nature. In this part of the video, you see me applying the Mason-Dixon gray. Now, if you were painting an entire piece, you could go in and apply this everywhere, like the top and the sides, but for today's tutorial, you're only going to see me painting the front of this dresser in the sky and meadow field. As well as the fact that after this part of the video ends, where I've finished painting my entire sky and meadow, I did add a barn, some sticks, some little flowers. I didn't record that part. Today's project was just sit on the floor and play with my paint. I do, however, have other videos exactly the same, just painting a red barn here saved on my YouTube, and I will link it in the description if you want to learn how to paint a barn. Now I'm coming in with my beautiful dusty blue. If you don't have dusty blue, you can use another similar kind of a gray base blue, but I like to keep all of the blues in the gray family, nothing too bright. Up next is Haint Blue. Haint Blue is a very, very light blue. It's technically almost white. It just has that tiny little shade of blue. If you don't have Haint Blue, you could use cotton and tint it, or you could actually use cotton and just blend your colors together. Mixed in with the Haint Blue, I also added a touch of Savannah Mist. Remember, all of these colors are going to be blended very, very easily with my Best Dang brush, and you're not really going to see a transition of where they start and where they end. Don't forget to get up in and under the lips and around the edges of your drawer to make sure that when your drawers are closed, there's still going to be a cohesive look when you actually open them after you've painted. So now that I pretty much have my blues and my grays up in my sky, I'm going to use my Best Dang brush to blend the colors together. This Best Dang brush is quite heavy and it really needs to be activated with water. I find that using a spray misting bottle and spraying the actual brush rather than spraying your project really helps ombre blend those colors together. I also suggest having a rag or paper towel on hand. The Best Dang brush tends to hold a lot of paint inside of it, so if you're going from darks to lights, you're really going to want to spray it and wipe off in between blending those colors. So at this part of the video, I'm going to start adding in some clouds. There's really no rhyme or reason to this. You can use a squished up paper towel if that's a better technique for you and rub your clouds in. You can use the Best Dang brush. You can use a different Best Dang brush with no saturated color in it, so you're not really mixing up your sky background. This part of the tutorial is entirely up to you and what you like in your sky. Okay, so now that I have the sky where I want it to be, I am going to come in and create kind of like a faded green base. This isn't really a smooth transition. You're not going to see me go direct and make the blue line disappear into the green line because I know I'm going to be painting a barn and a field, etc., etc. So I did kind of like a messy ombre blend when I got to the middle. The two greens that I used for the base of the project were dried sage and also collard greens. Don't be afraid to bring some of that blue down into your green because remember, this is just your base for a beautiful kind of meadow behind whatever it is that you're painting on your own furniture. So the next time you want to put a transfer or hand paint a scene on top of your furniture, consider doing a beautiful sky ombre base as your transition for your artwork. You can really deepen and darken your edges with black wax. You could decide to add more dark Mason-Dixon gray to the edges. It's entirely up to you, but it always creates a stunning, stunning hand-painted piece of furniture. Thanks for joining me on my painting journey. I'll see you again next time.